Guitar Boss Radio, coming to you now.
Welcome to today's podcast at guitarboss.co. This is Richard Constable and
Josh Gillis.
All right, howdy hi.
All right.
Giggity. So we are going to be talking about marketing today, marketing your guitar school. So it's obviously you're a top marketer, Josh, and you've done a variety of different marketing strategies. What's some of the marketing strategies you've tried recently that have really worked for you?
Yeah, awesome, man. Yeah, I don't know if I'd call myself a master, but I can say I've done a lot of courses in this realm.
Lots of courses.
Yeah. But I tell you, man, the most effective one, that's the most obvious one, is word of mouth. And I will tell you, I thought about this the other day, actually. You know, I'm up to, like, after today, it'll be about 22 students, and I started with none, like everyone, right? And so the way my transition happened was last year, at the end of last year, I was working a full-time job and I needed a little extra income. So I started teaching part-time, just word of mouth, knew a few people that wanted to take. So I had 3 or 4 students. Well, then in January, I decided to go full-time into it, right? So I went from about 4 students to now, you know, getting closer to 24. So how did I grow those in the last 6 months? And so for me, I haven't run one paid ad or anything. It's strictly been just beating the streets, word of mouth, and I am in my hometown, so that certainly helps. So disclaimer there. But I used to teach when I lived out of state in another city called Louisville, Kentucky, that was 8 hours away. And I did this the same way. I would just, this one-on-one relationships with people and talking. And it was easier for me because I focus in on beginners, because that's all I teach is beginners mostly. And I said, hey, you know, anyone who might want to learn guitar, you know, and literally just started talking. And anyone that even remotely interested, I would talk to and just say, hey, you know, part of my marketing is to offer a free lesson first and just get to know them a little bit. It's really more of a meet and greet. Like, I want to discover what your goals are. It's like a one-on-one sales call, like face to face this time. Right. But part of what I do is I try to remove every obstacle out of the way that would make them say no. And so I always try to have an extra guitar there. I'm like, look, you know, well, I'm a beginner. I don't even have a guitar. Well, it doesn't matter. I've got a guitar for you. You know, well, it's too expensive. Well, I have a free first. Yeah, it's too expensive. Well, okay, well, I do the first free lesson. Why don't you just see if you like it before you go buy a guitar? You know, and that's a big selling point with parents, is just to say, look, little Timmy, you know, his hobbies change every week. Like, how do you know this isn't going to be one of those? I'm a parent. I get that. I don't want to go buy a $200 guitar and just sit there in the corner, you know? Yeah. So come in, grab a free lesson. Let's see what your interest level is. And if you don't, there's no like pressure to stick around. I don't do 3-month, 6-month commitments. Cause I realize at this age, cause of my niche, I've dialed it in enough to know that, man, dude, they may last a month and that's okay. Like, I want long customer. I want the LTV. I want to have that long lifetime value and all that. But at the same time, like, I realize because of my niche, that might be, you know, a little limited. But the flip side is that it's evergreen. It's that as people grow, some people pick up the guitar and put it back down. Students get old enough to want to get interested in music and that kind of thing. And so it's like I have an evergreen influx of people. And the goal is to deliver value at the highest level and keep them as long as possible. At the same time, but realizing that, okay, because of my age and different variables, you know. So anyway, marketing, like word of mouth is big. And I did a lot of flyers. I printed a lot of business cards. I went and put them at every music shop. And I kind of live in like a tri-city area because we're such a small community. My hometown's like 20,000 people, 25,000 people. Yeah. The one outside of us is there's 3 cities of all about the same size, just a little spread out. So I just traveled to all those, any music shop I could find. Anywhere where I knew that my target demographic might be, that kind of thing. And coffee shops, like, I actually got a lead 3 weeks ago from a coffee shop, you know, that's 30 minutes away. And we do online lessons, you know, and that's going back to, we've talked about products in our podcast before. Like, that's one of my products is an online lesson. Yeah. And that's worked out great. So, so for me, I'm not, I think you could run ads from the get-go. There's nothing wrong with that. and you'll get leads for sure. I just think I'm kind of taking the slow grind approach right now, and just saying, okay, I'm going to get a good base and get some good reviews, really get to know these folks and build some trust and some rapport and all that kind of stuff. And it's actually a lot easier to get Google reviews. I emailed them after our last little, I call it a concert. It's a recital. I don't like saying recital. I call it like a house show concert, just because in my mind it sounds cooler, I guess. Anyway, so after that, and they had a great time. Their kids did great. They were really, excited to give me kind of a glowing review, because they're like, I didn't know my kid could do that, this kind of thing. And so once you start getting results like that, it just makes it a lot easier for marketing in the future, So anyway, word of mouth is my big one still right now, but I'm getting close to the point where I do want to start running some ads, get a more steady flow of leads, because I'm at 22 students now. I want to get to 42, and that's going to be the path to get there, I think.
Nice. Yeah. So, are you getting testimonials as well, like video testimonials? Did you film any recital? So next show, you should just get a camera and just say you're happy to do a 1 minute review. Just ask them some killer questions. Where were you before? Where are you now? And how great Josh Gillis guitar lessons are. That standard kind of script. So it can be really powerful.
That is true. I have not thought about video testimonials. That is a great idea. So I'll jot that down in my notes.
Because what you can do is say like you've got a Facebook ad. Let's just say you're doing lead ads. So I think they're best for local guitar schools or local business in general. Lead ads are really helpful, because you just get a lead. They're a bit. It depends on the area you're in, but you can get some wishy-washy people who come in and you get a lead, and they're not really that interested. But anyway, say like they are interested, they submit their details, you get an email, you get their email and phone number. You could have a little link that says, go to the website, and the website could just have a whole load of videos of all your past students saying how great the lessons are, and that's going to automatically just increase the trust they have in you, because right at the start they're not going to trust you. That's the whole point of marketing, is to turn them from someone who doesn't know you at all to slowly build trust with them, show that you've got the results, and you can have the same you can give the same results to them, and then that converts them. Paid ads.
Yeah, that's it, man.
I think word of mouth is a great place to start, but you're not just doing word of mouth. Your word of mouth is like if Sally told her friends and Jimmy told all of his friends and whatever, and the word spreads and then they came back to you. But you're actually going out there on the ground, getting your marketing out there in little ways with flyers and business cards and speaking to people. So that's much more and out there, not maybe door to door in a way, but like really getting out there, because that's a great way to do it, because you're really showing that you're passionate about it. And I would even say, before you do paid ads, you could even do another free method and just call every single school in your local area, find out if they have guitar teachers or not, if they want a guitar teacher in the school, because then you could automatically be enrolling 50 students from the school from a message going out from the head teacher. Now
brother, appreciate it, man. Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm at the coffee shop. I just got a little coffee there. Yeah, it is. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man.
straight to your seat.
Yeah. Sorry, man. That was awesome. Cool.
That's proper anyway. It's proper service. So I was just speaking about schools, and the thing with teaching in schools is that sometimes you have to charge less because it's a school, but then you might have a bigger load of students in a small amount of time. So you could have groups of 5 kids coming through every term. So,
yes.
And then eventually you could hire a teacher to just go into the school for you as part of the Josh Gillis Limited or whatever.
Yeah, no, that's it. I'm glad you said like that was the other big thing, is networking. Like, especially when you're starting out, man, is like just put yourself out there. I'm an introvert 100%. Like, I do not get my energy around groups of people, and I would rather just do my own thing. That's probably why I'm in entrepreneurship type stuff now. It's just like, I need to do my own thing. But like networking. So one of the things I also did, exactly what you said, man, you nailed it. Like, go network with local teachers at schools. I reached out to several different schools in our area, and I tried to set up meetings right before school got out this semester. And I was able to meet at least with one of them. The other one was just been like, email correspondence, but saying, hey, like, do you have after school programs after school? Are you interested in anything like that? Can I drop off some business cards? Because look, I know that I've heard that you teach voice lessons and piano. I need to know these people, because I will have students that have siblings that may not want guitar, but they may want voice lessons. I need to know who to send them to, and so you put yourself in a position to help other people like that, and you frame it that way. You're not out there you're out there to put your name out there, but if you make that the primary thing, it's going to show through. It's going to be disingenuous, because you're making it about you. But if you can make it about other people and be like, hey man, can I network with you? Because I know you're a great voice teacher, and I don't really know a lot of them. But if I have a student ask, I can actually just hand them your card. Or heck, for me, I put like a little starter packet for people that come for a free lesson. It just has a basic chord chart, basic tunings on how to tune a guitar, and like, I don't know, and parts of a guitar, like a diagram, but hey, I can put your business card in there, or whatever it is. Like, put them first in a sense. And I think down the road, it always just pays back in multiples, man. So, and then also, if you have a local arts council, like we have I'm in Columbus, so it's Columbus Arts Council. I went by there about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and this is kind of a crazy story too, but I walked in there, didn't know anybody. I just walked in there and said, hey man, start chatting with the guy. And he's like, oh yeah, I actually have another guitar teacher in town that just started doing lessons here. I was like, oh, that's great. And I actually knew the guy, and I was like, it's good to network with other, not like competitors, man, because I'm not viewing them like that. I mean, they are, but they're not, because once you know your niche and figure out who you are and who you're serving, dude, he's not really doing exactly what I'm doing, so I don't really care, But anyway, that's beside the point. But I met this guy. I went to the Arts Council. I gave him a business card, and then I found out that they actually have a pretty sweet venue. It's just the right size for where my studio is. It's got a stage and about 100 seats in the auditorium. So the last house show I did with just my, at the time it was like 12 students, the last recital thing I had. So I've grown a little bit since then. And I had like 50 people at this house, which was packed. Yeah. It was cool. It was very intimate, and all that as a house show. But at the same time, like, I can't do that anymore. And so I need a venue, and this is the perfect venue. So I just made that connection. And then, it's the Arts Council. They had a lot of art on the display. So we started talking about NFTs and nerding out and all this kind of stuff too. But I just made the connection. That's the biggest thing. Make the connection. Make it about them. What can you bring them? Hey man, I can bring my students and rent your facility. I can teach lessons here on this side of town for kids who live on this side of town on certain days or certain hours or certain time slots. What do you charge for rent? Like, anyway, just frame it in a way where it will help them, and that just always helps.
Yeah, 100%. That's amazing. Yeah, I love that. Well, we could speak about marketing all day. I think we've given a lot of powerful things to think about. So we'll end the podcast there. Marketing is an endless journey, and again, it's just about changing someone's mind to trust you. So, but yeah, thanks for your time, Josh, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. This has been GuitarBoss.co. Get ready for your guitar journey today. Take care.
See y'all.
Bye.